Welcome to Tiny Tots Storytime. Rhinos Great Big Itch. Rhino had an itch, a great big terrible itch right in his ear. He twisted. He turned. He wriggled. He rolled. But the itch just wouldn't go. That's miserable. All you need is a little help, said Bert. You're right, said Rhino. So, off he went to find someone to scratch his itch. Can you scratch my itch, Frog? Rhino asked. But Frog was too slimy. Monkey was too silly. Lizard was too prickly. That would be kind of uncomfortable, wouldn't it? With all those prickly things on that lizard on top of the hippo. My goodness. And Rhino didn't even bother to ask the lion. And he thinks he's hiding behind that tree. Look at that. It was no good. The itch was still there. All I need is a little help, Rhino sighed. I can help, said a little voice. There. How can you help, Bird? Asked Rhino. My itch is big, and you are far too tiny. I may be small, said Bird, but I am just right for you. So with a hop and a skip and a little peck, the itch was gone. Look what the bird has in his beak. Looks like a little bug got in the rhino's ear. The itch is gone. Now there, buddies. Okay. Rhino's great big itch is gone. All right, Miss Lisa, what do you have over there?
All right, boys and girls, you remember when the rhino said, all I need is just a little help? I bet you can be a big help to your mom or your dad in the house or outside the house. So I'm going to show you some pictures today. And I want you to tell me how you could help in the situation that you see in the picture. So here's our first picture. Look at that little puppy dog. Boys and girls, what could you do to help him? You notice that his bowl is empty? Maybe you could go and give him some food. That would be a great help to mom and dad if you could feed the dogs. Maybe some of you have that as your chore, is to take care of your pet. Here's another picture. I think moms appreciate any help with the laundry. So maybe you can't do everything that has to do with the laundry, but maybe you can help put it in the dryer or pull it out or take it to your bedroom and put it in your drawer. Let's see if you can be a big help to mom this week and help her with the laundry. Look at this picture, boys and girls. Maybe this is your little brother or little sister. Sometimes they're just cry and cry and cry. How can you help? Well, I see a ball in the background. Maybe you could play with your little brother or sister. Or maybe you could pick him up or give him something to eat. Try to be a helper. Moms and dads love that. Here's something else you can do around the house and in the kitchen. Maybe moms and dads can let you stand on a stool or a chair, and you can get in that soapy water and use the rag to try to clean up the dishes, or maybe you could be the rinser. These are all ways you can help around the house. Look at this picture. Somebody left all their tub toys in the bottom of the tub. I see a container up here. Some people have a net that puts the tub toys in. Maybe your little brother or sister went in the tub, and now it's your turn to help clean. I help pick all those things up and put them away. What a big helper you would be. All right, outside. Sometimes there's some chores to do outside as well. Look at this garden. Don't you see how it's full of weeds? I don't see a lot of good things growing in there at all. So maybe your job could be to help mom and dad weed the garden. And then once the vegetables grow, you can go help pick it up. Pick up those beans and the carrots or whatever. All right, here's another pet picture. Pets need a lot of care, don't they? What's happening here? Looks like the dog went outside and got in some mud. How can you help? If you said that you could maybe get the mop or a Swiffer or something to clean that floor up, that would be a great help to mom and dad. Here's another picture. My house used to look like this when my kids were small. And I'm sure parents don't mind you playing with your toys. But what should you do? How can you help? When they're all out on the floor like that, when mom and dad ask you to pick them up, let's do that. Okay, let's help and be a helper. Here's another picture from inside the kitchen. This happens sometimes, doesn't it, boys and girls? Maybe you're having cereal. This happens to be Cheerios. The bowl spills over and the milk goes everywhere. Instead of laughing, okay, or blaming it on someone else, can you help? Will you be able to get a rag and clean that up? That would be awesome. All right, here's another picture from outside. This is in the fall time. How many of you help mom and dad rake? Okay, sometimes it's hard for a mower to go through all those leaves. It's a good way to help, especially dad probably, to go out and clean up all of that outside. Here's something that you might see when you're on a hike or just maybe walking in the downtown area. How many of you have often seen trash or cans laying around? Now, before you go pick up a bunch of stuff, make sure that you're safe, that you're not going to be in the street. But mom and dads probably would appreciate it if you would help pick things up like that. The litter, put it in the trash can. So those are a lot of ways that you can help. Just like little Bird helped the hippo. I know you can be a big help to mom and dad. Let's try it this week, can you? All right, Miss Kim, do you have another story?
I do. This is called The Little Red Fort, which this story reminds me of the Little Red Hen. You'll understand when you hear the story. There she is. She's drawing a picture there of the Little Red Fort. One day she found some old boards. Who wants to help me build something? She asked her brothers. Oscar Lee pretended not to hear her. Rodrigo gave her a look that could melt popsicles. Jose almost fell off the fence. You don't know how to build anything, they said. Ruby shrugged. Then I'll learn. And she did. She's working at it. Who wants to help me draw the plans? Ruby asked. The boys clutched their sides and howled with laughter. Not me, said Oscar Lee. I don't think so, said Rodrigo. No way, said Jose. I'm too busy. Fine, said Ruby. I'll draw them myself. She sounds like a little red hen, doesn't she? And she did. They have lots of red scribbles everywhere there. Oops. Satisfied with her plans, Ruby asked, "Who wants to help me gather the supplies?" "Not me," said Oscar Lee. "I don't think so," said Rodrigo. "No way," said Jose. "I'm too busy." "Fine," said Ruby. "I'll gather them myself." And she did. All by herself. When all the supplies were gathered, Ruby asked, "Who wants to help me cut the boards?" "Not me," said Oscar Lee. "I don't think so," said Rodrigo. "No way," said Jose. "I'm too busy." "Fine," said Ruby. "I'll cut them myself." And she did. When all the boards were neatly cut, Ruby sang, "Who wants to help me hammer in the nails?" "Not me," said Oscar Lee. "I don't think so," said Rodrigo. "No way," said Jose. "I'm too busy." "Fine," said Ruby. "I'll hammer them myself." And she did. Soon, Ruby's creation was complete. "Who wants to play in my fort?" she called. Me, said Oscar Lee. "Let's go," said Rodrigo. "I'll play," said Jose. "I'm not busy anymore." What do you think about that, boys and girls? Too busy to help, but all ready to play. "Not so fast," Ruby said. "You didn't help me draw the plans, or gather the supplies, or cut the boards, or hammer the nails. You said I didn't know how to build, and you laughed at me. I'm going to play in the fort by myself." And she did. Played all by herself. But look what happens, boys and girls. "We didn't want to play anyway," the boys said. But they did. So they huddled, whispered, and got straight to work. Oscar Lee made a mailbox. Rodrigo planted flowers. Jose painted the fort fire engine red. Ruby was delighted. Now that kind of changes things, doesn't it? They did things to make the fort better. Nice. That evening, the boys followed a delicious aroma to a fort warming party. "Who wants to help me clean this plate?" Ruby asked. "We do," the boys said. Wonder what's in that plate, boys and girls. Do you have any kind of a guess? There's something there. And they did. Look at that. Looks like chocolate chip cookies. Yum. I'm sure they were happy to help her there. Oh, and this talks about you could build yourself a fort at home with your sofa, a kitchen chair, a snow fort, or a bunk bed fort. Lots of different forts that you could build. Nice ideas. All right. Well, that's all for today, boys and girls. We hope you enjoyed. Goodbye. Bye.